Look at that, Sam. Look at him out there. Oh, little Captain America's out there. Samuel L. Jackson is here
inside. See the movie.
No, they can't even see it. Too young. Pulp Fiction, Star Wars, Django, all of it. He is one of the most acclaimed and prolific actors, dazzling audiences in more than 100 films. And you know how cool he looks in a hat. Eye patch and all. He's proving again. Head of the super spy agency S.H.I.E.L.D. and Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Here he asked the head of the World Security Council, played by none other than Robert Redford, for help. You got to be kidding me. Wow, take a look.
I'm here to ask a favor. I want you to call for a vote. Project Insight has to be delayed.
Nick, it's not a favor, that's a subcommittee hearing, a long one.
Could be nothing, probably is nothing. I just need time to make sure it's nothing.
Fine. But you gotta get Iron Man to stop by my niece's birthday party.
Thank you, sir.
And not just a flyby. He's gotta mingle.
Not just a flyby.
Just a flyby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Samuel L. Jackson here, back in Good Morning America. Oh, it's great to see. Wow, you and Redford. I like how you guys look together on screen.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome. Yeah, I was, one of those things that you don't expect, being a kid sitting in a movie theater in Tennessee or Atlanta when I was thinking about acting and seeing Robert Redford, never imagining I'd be in the same acting space. I mean, we know each other. We talk socially. He's a golfer. So we talked about golf that morning when I got to work, the first day we worked together, and we talked about some other stuff. So when we got in the room, it was like we were old friends.
It comes across on screen.
He's a sneaky guy.
Is he now?
Yeah,
Is he now?
He made that work for us.
It did.
Yes,
your character really, again, very, very pivotal. For those people who are not familiar with Nick Fury, just tell them about your role in the movie.
Well, Nick Fury is the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's been around for a while. It's kind of hard to say what his history is.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, he was a white guy with a patch and a cigar. And he was played by David Hasselhoff for a minute. And then I went into a comic book store one day and all of a sudden, that was my face with the eye patch on. I'm going, I don't remember saying anybody could use my image for Nick Fury. And then my manager called and they said, well, we plan on making these movies and, we hope Sam would be interested. And I was like, yeah.
I think so.
I think so. But, he's a warrior. He's a fighter, a scrapper. He's been in the dark world, the shadow world of spies and everywhere else, which is where he met Natalia, Scarlett's character.
Right.
So they have this real bond. But, we finally follow him to work. So
finally?
Yeah, we finally go to the office with Nick. So there we are.
You bring up about the eye patch, and people often ask you about that. In fact, on Facebook, there was somebody who asked, he says, did you ever trip over things wearing the eye patch? What does it take getting used to and acting in it and losing your depth of perception? Any problems with it?
The only problem I discovered that I didn't discover until we did Captain America, the original Captain America, because I very seldom had very much to say, was that I sat at home and I did all my study, and then when I got to work the next day, I was having difficulty saying all the lines. I could only visualize half the page, and I realized that when I cut my eye off with the patch, I cut off half my sensory perception for learning. So now when I learn lines as Nick Fury, I learn them with one hand covering one eye so that I can visualize the whole page.
So you have to do that, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, it's being well received. You're going all around the world, these big premieres and everything.
Yeah,
and
we've been everywhere.
I know, and you said that you've been around. And people always are showering you with gifts and that you were actually surprised in a hotel that they did something for you?
Yeah.
What'd they do?
I've been in tons and tons and tons and tons of hotels, but when we checked into the Barclay Hotel in London a week and a half ago, when I walked in the room, the first thing I noticed was they had monogrammed the pillowcase. It had SLJ on it. I'd never been in a hotel room with my monogram, and then I went in the bathroom, and the bathrobe had my monogram on it. It's like,
that's when you know you arrived.
It's like, hey.
You know what? You're also Blake. That's a cue for Blake. We've never done this on Good Morning America. We have monogrammed the Good Morning America
Ta-da.
There you go. So now you know.
I'm happy about that.
I know. And since you're so you can have that on the golf
More
course.
Twitter fodder.
You're so cool. You make everything sound cool. You make everything look cool. So why don't you take us to break here, Mr. Cool? Go ahead, hit it.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier opens this Friday, April 4th. Breakout country duo Dan and Shay
Oh, that was so cool.
perform.